10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Morning, everyone. Welcome to the second day of the Sixth Festival Entrepreneur Indonesia. It's the second evening, yeah. So tonight we're going to participate in the sessions of Womenpreneurs Indonesia Talk. Well, as we know that the number of women entrepreneurs has risen and is becoming a trend in Indonesia. Now the question is there a similar trend in other countries? And how are they adapting in these current situations? Well, in the topic of global entrepreneurs agility. Yeah, since yesterday we heard about agility. Now we want to hear talking about the topic. We will learn abundance insights from our speakers this evening. In the next 2 hours, four powerful ladies will share their presentations with us. Well, we have Kim James, Director of Aerial Work from South Africa, Riham Abu Elin, founder of BZNS Builder from Egypt, Amrin Qureshi, founder of ASQIT Pakistan, and of course, our beloved lady, Dia Yusuf, the founder of Indonesia Prima, or founder of FEI. And also, we will close tonight's event with the launching of BZNS Builder Indonesia Corporation. So, I would like to welcome and introduce our first speaker, Kim James, the Director of Aerial Work, South Africa. Kim spent over 20 years in the investment banking industry in South Africa, the United Kingdom, Hong Kong, and the United Arab Emirates. She has a master's degree in human resource management from Middlesex University and is a chartered HR professional of the SA Board of People Practice. Kim is fortunate enough to be using her global experience gained in a highly regulated and structured industry in the aviation field back in South Africa. Kim is a director of the SACAA Certified Drone Operation, UAV Aerial Works, and the company's drone security brand, Drone Guards, as well as the regulatory safety and security post holder of UAV Aerial Works. Kim is also currently an executive committee member of CUAASA, the Commercial Unmanned Aircraft Association of Southern Africa, and the chairperson for the New Applications Chamber of the Drone Council of South Africa. And she has spent 6 months in Jakarta back in 2012. So I believe that she's quite familiar with us, the Indonesian ladies, Indonesian people, and she said that she loves the food. Let's welcome Kim James. Hi, Kim.
Selamat malam,
Selamat
Pak Linda.
malam.
How are
Hi,
you?
Kim. I'm great. Really looking forward to welcoming back in Indonesia again.
Oh, I can't wait to come back.
Yeah. Okay, so well, as the question is, we're talking about womenpreneurs, that the women are playing a big role in the entrepreneurs in the business. How is it the situation in the South Africa itself? Or maybe you can share your experience from your 20 years experience. What do you think about womenpreneurs?
Yeah, thank you so much. So there's a big drive for gender equality all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
And having
Mm-hmm.
spent so many years in corporate, of course, that was the biggest topic. In South Africa, South African or African women are actually natural entrepreneurs. They are the backbone of society and communities. But of course, in the space that I find myself in now, in the tech space, in the aviation space, women are still massively underrepresented for very, very many reasons. But there are some key role players in the market doing amazing things. And so I have a lot to say on our responsibility as women in that space and how we need to inspire those below us who are coming up the ranks. That's our responsibility, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And I always say, and that's I stole it from someone else, but that saying that says, if you can see me, you can be me. And so we all have responsibility as women and womenpreneurs to inspire the next generation and not keep it for ourselves. That's a key thing, I think.
That's the key thing here, right? Yes, because actually women has a lot of potentials, right?
100%. Of course.
Of course, yeah. So any presentations you would like to share with us?
Yes, so I have prepared something. But if I can share it now, that would be great.
Sure.
So let me see. Here we go. Okay, and if you can just give me the heads up, Yolinda, that you can see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Perfect. Okay, so thank you for that lovely introduction and also the kind of opening chat. And I love this theme of global womenpreneur agility, and specifically talking to agility in a way that takes it beyond speed, because agile is how I knew this topic from my years in corporate, where agile as a methodology was brought into corporates, and making this relevant to entrepreneurs in general, but also womenpreneurs is so key. So thank you so much for inviting me to talk on this topic. And it's interesting, I actually had to research it a little bit and think about how I've had to adapt and how I've had to, be agile, but also thinking about our company and the fact that agility is actually the backbone of how we've become successful and my part in that. So you've given me such a lovely introduction. I don't have to do this again. Suffice to say that, and I'll take you through a very, very, very quick high level kind of overview of where I've come from. But in the last 3 years, I would say, and maybe even 18 months, what I have had to learn about aviation and our new industry and the industry that I'm new to, it has been like drinking water out of a fire hose. But my approach to it has been to dive in and learn and connect and network, and therefore I've been really privileged to have been invited onto some of these boards, and also I've co-authored 2 books in the last 2 years with my lovely friend in the industry, Louise Jupp, 2 drone professional books, which have become Amazon #1 bestsellers. So, and these pictures I add in when I kind of talk about my journey and my view on these topics. My job is so, it feeds my soul. Coming from corporate, one day I still love being in my heels and my power suit, and then the next day I'll be on a horrible, dirty industrial site, with my drone crew in a high-vis jacket and safety boots. So, my days are never the same, which is also awesome. So I wanted to share this only in the fact that my career, I've been very lucky to have lived in a number of countries including your beautiful country of Indonesia, and the almost 25 years of my HR career in large, very slow moving but fascinating global investment banks have taught me so much. So I had the privilege of working in the UK and moving with a company to Hong Kong. My 5 years in Hong Kong were absolutely amazing, but all the way through in my world of what I was doing in banking, I worked with people, process, and technology. I did that same in that project in Indonesia. After that, I went and spent almost 5 years in the UAE, in Dubai. I did a master's in HR, which validated a lot of what I was doing and what I was kind of thinking, and maybe questioning in my career. And then I came back to South Africa after 18 years of being away from my home country. I came back for family reasons, and it was time to kind of give back to my country everything I've learned. And then I thought, wow, HR in this country, well, let me think about how that's going to look. And then I had an opportunity to join this aviation industry, this startup business called Aerial Works. But the challenge there, I will talk about in a second. But the good thing is that everything I do in this company still revolves around people, process, and technology. So that structure and that environment that I learned so much in stands me in good stead every day. And so my comments to anyone who's seeking a opportunity or seeking something that they still haven't found yet would be, not everything happens instantly. Your career passion might be in the making, and it might take a while to discover your entrepreneurship journey. But suffice to say, I was very lucky to have a career passion in my first career, and I have found and maybe even stumbled upon a second career passion, which I really am so grateful for. So what is this challenge that faced me and actually faced us as a company? I've been brought into this drone industry, but also an industry as we know it today, which is only in South Africa in its 6th year. The drone industry, the commercial drone industry, essentially has, been the laws have been promulgated in 2015, and our business launched in 2017. And it took 2 years, almost over 2 years, to get our license to operate. It's a very, very regulated environment. So it wasn't only a new career for me. And I have to be honest and say, I would still say today that I don't think I am a true entrepreneur, because to me, an entrepreneur is someone who sets up a business from scratch and takes all the risks right at the beginning, financial and everything else, in the hope of making a profit. I did commit to the business. I invested in the business. I'm a director, but I'm still learning. Let's say 5 years in, I'm still learning this entrepreneurial world. So I work in an entrepreneurial business. I have to think entrepreneurial. So these cogs that fit together, that is the challenge of a new industry with a new business and new me as a womanpreneur, let's say. That actually looks quite neat, and it looks like we're navigating that quite well. Of course, and I haven't been privy to the presentations yesterday. My Indonesia Bahasa is not that good. But of course, it doesn't look anything like this. It looks a lot like this. And then if I was standing in front of a live audience now, I'm sure I would get a few chuckles. We all know that the entrepreneurial life, and specifically for women, is expected to look like this nice, neat little line with an overnight success. And of course, we all know that it really looks like those scribbles on the right-hand side. We also know that as womenpreneurs, we need to do what we need to do to get the job done, right? We also have that threat of knowing that 90% of startups, 20% of startups fail in the first year. A lot of those reasons maybe are not strong enough management, not strong enough team, and maybe a team that cannot execute. And in my opinion, a team that lacks agility. So let's look at what my view of agility is, and specifically the fact that agility needs to be a culture in your company. And in our company, for sure, there are 3 directors. We have a managing director and I have a fellow director too. And we've right from the beginning have said that we need to make sure that we have a diverse team. I will talk a little bit more about that in a second. But, our MD has an MBA. He's a serial entrepreneur. And so we all bring our part. But we all believe, and I specifically believe, that agility has to be deep embedded in your culture, your company culture. And so how does that work? In our company, and I'll show you a slide in a minute, we have made sure that our behavioral profile is diverse. So this is around being able to influence. This is the extrovert, and this is the entrepreneurial profile of our MD. We have to have patience. We have to have attention to detail. We have to have the right amount of risk appetite. And our entire company team, but specifically the leadership team, actually does portray that quite well. We absolutely need, I believe, and we have this in our business, an outcome-based approach. We know what we need to do. Everyone knows what their job is. It's essentially talking about working and having autonomy, but with alignment. So we know what our company strategy is. We know what our outcomes need to be, but we can work autonomously. And that leads to, and this very much speaks to my corporate world, where, you would, and specifically in banking, you would have a task or a goal, and management would say, reach that goal and you'll get a bonus. And I'm no psychologist, but the psychology behind this is that people will then say, okay, well, tell me what to do in order for us to get to that goal. And that definitely does not speak to being encouraging of self-managed teams, because they really are just wanting direction and wanting instructions. And in an agility culture and in an entrepreneurial environment, we need to be able to self-manage teams, and that's what we've successfully done in our company. So we know we are managed by outputs. We are not managed by the amount of time we spend at our desks, and I think the world is going that way anyway. And I'm sure our audience here would know this too. But the important thing also is that we recognize achievements, and we all have to feel, and I think specifically as a woman, I want to know that my achievements are recognized. I want to be adding value, and we all need to know, and I like to know, that what we're doing is adding value to the client, that we're doing meaningful work. And if all of that holds true, we're probably, and for those of you in the HR world, this whole working from home, WFH, is a big thing through this last 18 months. And who knows what's going to happen going forward. Our belief is you should be able to work everywhere, whether it's at home, at the office, for us, oftentimes on site. So how do we manage that? And so we think that if you can help people work autonomously and guide through company strategy alignment, they can self-manage. We know what the outputs are. We can work from anywhere. So I said I would share something about our team. We have actually used a scientific behavioral assessment model in our team. Everyone's done a PDA, and we've then overlaid this into various views, but this is just an example. It's just a screen grab of our team's behavioral tendency. And again, as I say, this is just one view, but without going into the detail, you can see that our team is super diverse along those lines, where you can see the R, which is the risk axis, and being the promoter, which is, that kind of entrepreneurial extroversion tendency, the patience and the norms. This is around, those of us in the company that have to do the safety and quality management and really make sure that we are adhering to the regulations. That's a lot of tick boxes. It's a lot of documentation. It's a lot of audits, etc. And so we've proven to ourselves that we have a diverse team that lives to this agility culture, where in some ways we have to be super cognizant of the fact that we need to be adhering to the rules, and we need to tick boxes and do reports to the regulators. And then in other ways, we have to balance that with being able to grow the business, right? And that means more entrepreneurial and how we're going to do that. So how are we addressing the challenge? How are we making sure that this challenge that I shared with you earlier on, keeping in mind that this is not being agile and talking about beyond speed. This is not just about moving fast because the industry is moving fast, and our industry is moving fast in some ways and actually very slow in other ways. So our technology is overtaking the regulation. So a lot of what we can do technically, we are not able to do legally. And so a lot of that is around the agility of pressing the boundaries. And as a company, we have to be addressing the industry and building our company brand. We want to be driving our services and what we're doing beyond just our regulatory qualifier. We have licenses that allow us to operate, but that really is a qualifier. It's not the winner. So what is our competitive advantage? We have to be developing ourselves as an industry leader, and we need to focus on a certain number of things. I already mentioned competitive advantage. Being a new business in a new industry, having those qualifiers and maybe having a competitive advantage now doesn't mean that what we're doing is going to still keep our competitive advantage in a year's time. So what we have to do is reiterate and validate and make sure we're still relevant. And we do this all the time by, of course, in the years gone by, it would have been face-to-face meetings. And our team works all over. Sometimes they're in the field. We have one of our colleagues who works in Cape Town, which is another province, a 2-hour flight away. But with technology these days, we speak all the time. We're on Skype, or we're on WhatsApp, or we're on phone calls. So we can validate and revalidate what we're doing all the time. And of course, keeping in mind we have financial goals. But if we get there via route one, or we need to now quickly change something and change the way we're delivering the value to the clients while iterating what we're doing, then we will take route B. And so we need to do that all the time. And we're very good at doing that. And as a small business, it's easier to do as opposed to maybe in these global banks, which have got, thousands and thousands and thousands of employees across the world. It's more difficult. So what does this mean for me as a woman in a new industry, in a new business? I think most of you know, and I'm almost done. I'm going to start wrapping up. Most of us know that male entrepreneurs seek financial outcomes. That is proven to be the main driver for men getting into business. Women, in addition to that, seek something that would enable a social contribution. And that is definitely holding true for me. I want to do things that feed my soul, and I'm able to do it in our business. I'm trying to build a personal brand because people like buying from people. And I think I like it when people seek me out for advice. I don't know everything, but the key thing for me as a woman in a tech world, in this drone technology world, in aviation, where we're very, very underrepresented. I do not want to be at the table in a seat that's given to me because I'm a woman. I want to be there because I deserve to be there, because I know what I'm doing. And so it's a lot of hard work for me to be in here, but it's also feeding my soul, and I'm having a lot of fun. And I don't think I'd be able to do it if we didn't have this agility culture in our business. Wrapping up, I don't have to explain this life cycle of a company to the entrepreneurs on here, because I think you all know. Suffice to say, having a culture of agility in your company will help keep you in the prime. And we never want to tip over. We always want to reiterate and keep in that prime spot. And that really speaks to the beyond speed. And finally, to close off, the way that I talk to myself and have really driven myself in this space is to stop starting and start finishing. A lot of us women want to only share something or write something or get something going when it's perfect. And I think, and this is one of the things that I try and keep in mind throughout, my day and throughout my weeks, it's really around major in the majors. Start something, get it done, and make sure it's something that's important. Oftentimes we get bogged down with little things that are not going to make an impact. So I would like to thank you for listening. These are my experiences and how I've seen the world of womenpreneurship. And I will hand back over to Linda. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Kim, from the wonderful insight. Yes, here there is a request from the audience that they hope there is a translator for this presentation. So maybe I would say just wrap up some points I'm taken from your presentations, ya, in bahasa Indonesia, Kim.
Of course, with pleasure.
Ya, jadi buat teman-teman yang sedang menonton acara ini, jadi beberapa poin yang tadi mungkin bisa saya bantu ringkas dari presentasinya Kim adalah bahwa dari pengalamannya Kim, terutama pada saat di Afrika, itu sebenarnya kita bisa lihat bahwa wanita-wanita Afrika itu adalah natural entrepreneurs. Jadi mereka sudah secara alami, secara natural, secara bawaan udah bawanya entrepreneurs. Nah, kenapa memang wanita itu adalah pemain kunci ternyata. Di sini yang Kim harapkan adalah bahwa kita bisa menularkan semangat-semangat untuk menjadi entrepreneurship tadi, gitu. Jadi tadi ada disebutkan, if you can see me, you can be me. Jadi intinya, ayo kita tularin supaya orang-orang yang bisa melihat kita, mereka juga bisa tertular semangat entrepreneurship-nya kita. Dan kemudian tadi Kim juga sempat cerita bahwa ada tantangan yang dihadapin di awal adalah bahwa sebagai seorang wanita, Kim itu memasuki satu industri yang baru, yaitu main drone. And you enter a new industry, right, Kim? A drone player. Ya, di mana industri itu ternyata masih pemainnya kebanyakan laki-laki. Jadi di situ ada tantangan-tantangan. Nah, bicara tentang agility-nya, yang satu poin utama yang disarankan oleh Kim adalah masukkan agility itu ke dalam culture perusahaan. Karena itu nggak bisa individual. Itu sebaiknya dilakukan secara menyeluruh dalam budaya perusahaan sehingga itu akan terus berkelanjutan. Karena diharapkan adalah susah kalau misalnya di dalam satu perusahaan besar itu kita menuntut direction atau arahan dari pimpinan-pimpinan. Akan lebih mudah agility itu kalau terdapat tim yang memang bisa self-manage, yang bisa mengelola dirinya mereka masing-masing. Dan itu sarannya adalah dengan memasukkan agility itu ke dalam budaya perusahaan. Akan sangat membantu. So, thank you very much, Kim, for your presentation. It's very, very helpful and insightful.
It's a pleasure.
So I think now we're going to welcome our second presenter. Let's welcome Riham Abu Alinin, founder of BZNS Builder Egypt. Riham is a serial entrepreneur and angel investor since 2006. A certified corporate governance director from International Finance Corporation, winner of the Global Innovation Competition in 2015 by the US Department of State. As a founder and CEO of BZNS Builder, the first bilingual English and Arabic platform that provides entrepreneurs and businessmen with a professional step-by-step business plan building tool. She has been featured at a number of global events like Euromed, EBRD, Startup Green by Google, Web Summit, USAID, UN Women, and Sherry Blair Foundation. And as part of paying back to the community, she is the co-founder and board member of one of the leading charity organizations in Egypt, the Egyptian Clothing Bank. Let's please welcome Riham. Oh, okay. So that is swap schedule. So our second presenter is Amrin Qureshi, founder of ASQIT Pakistan. Amrin is the founder of Amrin Shahid Qureshi Institute of Transformation, with a vision to transform the nation with meaning and purpose in their lives and help individuals to develop growth mindset. Very recently, she designed new entrepreneurship models for kids, teens, women, and mothers. She has also contributed in the rollout of the National Entrepreneurship Program in Quetta, Hyderabad, Faisalabad, Lahore, and Gujranwala. Amrin loves traveling and is passionate in helping the women to work for family-centered women entrepreneurship. She has trained and helped more than 1,000 women across Pakistan. Her mission is to promote blended version of contemporary and indigenous education and training programs. She wants to contribute in the lives of people in helping them prepare themselves for a meaningful life with an entrepreneur spirit and passion for service to others. So, without further ado, let's welcome Amrin. Hi
Thank you very
Amrin,
much.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam, walaikum salam. Thank you
It's
for
such
such a wonderful intro.
it's great to have you here with us tonight. So, are you ready with your presentations?
Yes, I am ready with my presentation. And but first of all,
Okay.
I would like to say one word. I'm trying actually to say one word like good evening. It's like Salamat Malam. It's good
Selamat
evening,
malam.
if I'm right.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
try to pronounce it
Selamat
correctly.
malam, Amrin. It's correct.
Yeah, so this is good evening from Pakistan. And thank you very much for inviting me, Yolinda and Dia, both of you. It's really nice to be here with you guys. I'm really happy.
Okay.
So, should I start my presentation?
Okay, sure, sure. The stage is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. So, will you run the slide or should I run it on my side?
You can run it on your side.
Okay, okay. So, good evening. My name is Amreen Rashid Khan, and I'm the founder of ASQ IT. It's Marine Child Creation Institute of Transformation. It's basically a training and consultancy firm, and we are providing mentoring consultancy to the group of people and individual who are looking to set up their own small ventures, and we are providing consultancy to small and medium enterprises as well to and help we are actually helping them to establishing and grow and in their growth. So this is my small profile, and I'm working as a visiting faculty here in Karachi, Pakistan, in various business school and in different universities. So, my area of expertise, you can say that I'm working in particularly in the area of kids entrepreneurship program, teens entrepreneurship, and especially in the women and mother entrepreneurship programs. And for that, I have designed various modules, various different teaching pedagogical tools and different kind of experiential exercises to actually promote the entrepreneurial mindset in our women, in our mothers, and in the kids and youth as well. As in Pakistan, we are almost 48.5% of women population, and most of them like to stay at home and there. But things are changing, of course. Uh, Now women are more towards in job, and they are actually preparing their mindset to do something on their own, as there is a paradigm shift in the economic culture of entire Pakistan as well. So women are really playing nowadays are really playing a big and a vital role in the economy of Pakistan, and they are doing a lot of things from home as well. They are also the part of the standard 9 to 5 job, and many of the women are doing some kind of home based businesses. They are running their businesses from home as well. So we are actually preparing mothers and women to do something and start something on their own, and just take a little step in an agile way and do something productive rather than just sitting idle at home and do nothing and just do gossiping. Do something productive and live a life on purpose and meanings. So this is the overall my mission actually for my country, women and mothers specifically. So this is my presentation flow. We will start with the very small, brief. You can say that the definition of agile. What is agile and agility? Both are very interesting concept, And the next, I would like to discuss something about our Women Entrepreneurship Program. And then next is our program turned in an agile way. I will discuss how actually our Women Entrepreneurship Program turned into agile and how actually we responded in this last 1.5 years. As you know, most of the activities was seized during in last 1.5 years in the COVID. No physical activities, very small kind of economic activities. We spent actually last 1.5 years in major part in the lockdown. So actually, how we responded to in this unfavorable situations and circumstances, and actually how we practiced the agile mindset in our Women Entrepreneurship Program. I will discuss a brief overview about it. And we are actually in continuous learning phase. We learn every day. We learn new thing every day. We experimented every day new things. So after this. The journey of the Women Entrepreneurship Program, actually, we learned so many lessons. We got so many success stories. Actually, we astonished that we were not actually expecting such a big, success from these women and mother, but finally they turned out to be a successful women entrepreneurs. So I will share a few success stories from this program as well. So this is just a small brief about what is agile and agility. As we all know that the agile is something able to move quickly and easily, and agility is something adjust your understanding based on what you learned. So this is, uh, and we actually need to practice this agile and agility in our daily life. And how we actually practice it is kind of the things to actually accept the change, right, to integrate the change, and to change our behavior, to change our processes, to change our product or services as per the need of the time. So this is kind of the simplest definition of agility or agile mindset, to accept and integrate change as early as you can integrate the change in your process, product, people, behaviors, and so on and so forth. So this is a once again, this is one more definition of agile mindset, but I will explain in a very different way. We in here in Pakistan, we teach entrepreneurship from the perspective of the effectual entrepreneurship. So I can actually map the agile mindset with our effectual entrepreneurship. Effectuation is basically is the approach of I can define in one line that create a small effect with whatever you have. Create a small effect with whatever you have. So this is the kind of the agile mindset as well. That look around the resources you have in your hand, look around the things you know already, look the skills you have, the passion you have, and see yourself. Just you need to actually revisit yourself, and you need to actually unleash your own hidden potential, what you can perform with all these resources that already in your hand, that already you possess these resources, and what you can do, what you can perform with these resources. And when our women mothers start thinking on these lines, yes, I do possess this thing, I know this thing, I have a skill set of this, and I know how to do this thing. They started thinking in a new way. Yes, I can do something on my own. Oh, nobody actually told me that I have certain kind of potential, and I have a certain ability. I am unique. I am very precious. This is a kind of self-esteem. So we boosted the self-esteem in our women and mothers specifically, that you are very precious, you are unique, and you have a lot of ability to do something on your own. Just think about this line and start doing something. Explore something, learn different tools, techniques, and this is basically the secret recipe of our entire success of the all women and mother entrepreneurship program. to actually unlock the self-esteem of single individual. You can apply it to any person, not specifically to gender, to mothers or women. If you actually unlock the self-esteem, actually the any person can perform wonders. So this is a secret recipe that I have learned so far in my last 5 to 6 years experience in this field of entrepreneurship. So moving forward to overview of the Mother Entrepreneurship Program, or I can interchangeably say that the Women Entrepreneurship Program, they both are almost the same, but Mother Entrepreneurship Program is specifically designed for mothers because the mothers are they are very serious actually. They are serious, they are sensitive, they are responsible, they are committed, and they are determined. So I have designed this specific program for mothers. So actually, they can the mothers can unleash and discover their own entrepreneurial mindset. Means how to actually leverage your own resources and do something on your own. And the second, as a mother, you can help your kids, you can help your students if you are a teacher, and you can help your own kids and in exploring their hobbies and passion and interest, and help them to develop their entrepreneurial mindset. Like there we actually ask mothers and teachers to stop imposing that your wish list on your own kids, that I want you to become doctor, I want you to become lawyer, I want you to become engineer. So let them kids decide their future path, their future way forward, where their interest lies basically. So, and this is a third, being a trainer and teacher, be a part of our women program as a nation building initiative and train the nation, because it is, this is a very common proverb that if you educate a men, you educate an individual, and if you educate a woman, you educate the entire nation and generation. So this is basically the basic theme of our Mother Entrepreneurship Program, and how actually we incorporated and integrated the agility in this Mother Entrepreneurship Program. So we have done basically the 3 seasons of this program in the physical setup. We initiated this program back in 2019 June, the first season. Summer 2019, it was the first season of our Women Entrepreneurship Program. And then we have done with 3 seasons of this program in the physical setup in the university, in IBA, Institute of Business Administration, and they really all went well. We trained almost 150 women in the physical setup. And then COVID hit us in 2019, December, and somewhere in Jan, Feb 2020. So what we did actually, we went global. So as you know, there was no physical teaching in the universities or in the institutes. So everything was shut down at that time, and then we decided to actually move the entire program to online. And then we went global, and we changed the name of our program from Mother Entrepreneurship Camp to Global Mother Entrepreneurship Camp. And this is the kind of the surprise for all of us, and we did not know actually how things will turned up. But the good thing is that we invited so many international participants in this program. We have invited so many national participants in this program. We have invited so many international guests actually in this program because of the online of nature. And it was a huge success actually, because we actually there was no such boundaries of physical campus or things like this. In our country, most many of the participants came from the other cities, like from the capital city Islamabad, from the other provinces, and from we have the data of you can see here that we have the participant from even UK, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and Switzerland, UAE, KSA, and this was a huge success basically. And we did not know about this success, and this is all because of the agility. Actually, we responded in a positive way. We responded in a positive way, and we actually transformed our entire program to the online, and it was a huge success once again. And in physical setup, it was basically of the 3 days camp, and we split it into the 5 days online program of three stop of non-stop learning, interaction, and engagement. Huge networking opportunity among the participant from the global and the national communities, and it's basically in bilingual. So our national language is Urdu, and we did with mix of the our national language and the English language. So mothers can understand both language easily, English and Urdu. And we have trained. Then we did three global camps in from last year up till now. We did three global mother entrepreneurship camp, and we have trained around 200 mothers in this camp. And we have observed basically the major change in terms of their mindset, in terms of their behavior, in terms of their dealings with their kids, with their families, and the way they responded to the change actually. So this is once again a big success, and impact on their own lifestyle, family, and contribution towards community. And multiple case studies developed surprisingly as a result of all these efforts we have made in last 1.5 years. This is the sixth we have done. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. So far, we have done 6 seasons of this mother entrepreneurship camp. Three in the physical setup and three in this online setup. And we named this as a GMAC programs. As you can see, the different themes, the different logos that actually represent the season we actually associate with the season, like autumn, winter, and the summer. So we just wrapped up our sixth session last week on Friday with 34 super moms from various countries and from various cities here from in Pakistan. So this is the actually opportunity to interact with the international guest speaker. And in the physical setup, it was not possible actually to invite international guest speaker here in Pakistan, but because it was in the online, so we invited so many guests from around the globe. We did a certificate ceremony online. This is the few glimpses of our online certificate distribution ceremony. You can see that this is the online graduation ceremony. All charged up women. You can see them smiling, and okay. So these are actually. A few of the findings of doing the business in, you can say that the era of uncertainties and era of unknowns like we are living these days. So ease of doing business means you do not need to set up some physical facility to start your own business. You can do it from your home, from your desk, from your laptop. You can start many things. So this is kind of the ease of doing business. Flexible are, as we are in the kind of the COVID situation, and there are lockdown here, sometimes smart lockdown, sometimes completely shut down. So we can actually do something with the kind of the flexible hours. So work from home facility is also here. If some anybody wants to start something on their own, they can start from their laptop, from their cell phone, with the minimum resources actually. and no heavy investment required to start a very small or the micro business. You can start. You just need to have some kind of the entrepreneurial mindset actually to do something on your own. And immense online learning opportunity. We have observed that there is a lot of free or paid kind of the learning opportunity in this last 1.5 years. Women, mothers, and the young generation can learn lot of things online. So, and learning is actually a continuous process. We cannot say that, yes, today I have learned everything and I do not need to learn anything more. We cannot say at any stage of life and at any point of time that, yes, I have learned. Now I do not need to learn anything more. So, actually, we promote this kind of the mindset that you should learn each and every day new things. We should learn new techniques. We should learn new languages, new tools, new marketing tools, and you need to actually find out your own area of interest, and you need to actually excel in that particular field. Minimized cost structure means if you really want to do something from your home, you don't need to pay the rent of the shops or the outlet or any other physical setup. So actually, it minimizes your cost structure at the start of the business. Fixed cost reduces initially. We actually want to calculate the risk in the start of the business. We want our participant to actually calculate their risk, so to avoid any kind of failure or undesirable outcomes. The next is digital businesses and marketing, very common, very viral these days. You can set up your page, you can start selling something, you can start providing services, kind of things. So, this is very pretty much common these days to learn digital business marketing and techniques like this. Online product delivery, we have observed that this is a very common trend here in Pakistan, that now people are very much familiar with the online product delivery, and a few years ago it was not a norm here in Pakistan. But now online delivery, COD, cash on delivery, it's very common. So you can actually run your business online because it's a need of the time. Digital marketing, it's the easiest and the cheapest way actually to promote your business. With very less amount of money, actually you can reach your target audience just in a click away. uh, Tax savvy environment, we actually in our digital marketing session, we teach our women and mothers to learn new marketing tools like Canva and so many others available online. So actually, they can make their post very easily, and they don't need to rely on to hire someone and to pay someone to for their posts ready and for the get things done. And you don't need to actually hire a big team in the initial days of your business, and you need to become your own boss, and you need to become your own subordinate yourself. So in the start, we actually emphasize to keep your business model as much lean as you can. And do not control your expense in the initial days of your business. Do not overspend on any kind of things. So, and the less commute, more online, because of the lockdown and so many other things. So there is a less commute. We don't need to travel here and there. The home is a perfect right place actually, and your desk at home, your table at home is your a working office table, and you can do actually you can do a lot of things using your own laptop, using your own mobile phone, and with a internet connection. Just you need to have urge in yourself to do something. So this is basically we experience this kind of agility we need to actually inculcate in our women, in our mothers. And these are the few success stories we have developed in this. By the way, there are a lot of stories. I just selected few. I selected 4 stories, so I would like to share with you. The first one is the honey story. The name is Nature Raw Honey by Shaheen. Shaheen is basically the grandmom, mom and grandmom as well. She, along with her son, learned the bee keeping business online, and then she started her bee business successfully. She hired some beehives worker, and they actually, Shaheen with and her son is are doing great, actually are doing great. They have introduced many variant of honey, I will show you here. You can see that so many there are 5 variants of different honeys Shaheen introduced. And one more concept she introduced in her honey, that she mixed honey with the some kind of the dry fruit, like in the hazelnut, or with the blended cashew nut honey, something like this. So these kind of innovation, actually these are the, you can say that the USP, unique selling proposition, that yes, my product is different than the rest of the products available in the market. So she introduced some kind of the innovation in her business, and she is working well. uh, you can see in the picture, I visit she lives in Islamabad, the capital city of Pakistan, and I visited there in this March 2021, and I gave her, I presented her certificate physically. So this is our success story, that how the grandmom is doing the honey business. This is a picture of Shaheen wearing mask with the bees. Yes. This is the next story of Bridal Bliss by Sabine. Sabine belongs to a kind of. She was also the participant of our global mother entrepreneurship camp last season, and her husband was doing the kind of the business of bridal wear, fancy kind of clothing, expensive one. And but due to the COVID and due to all these things, the business was shut down, shop closed. Then Sabine thought what she needed to do in order to actually, to make some cash flow in their home. So she decided to actually start floral jewelry, artificial floral jewelry business. She started at her house, and you can see in the picture beautiful floral handmade jewelry she introduced. And for the kind of the small parties, engagement, reception, and home based marriages we are having these days. So she is running successfully this kind of business from home. She is selling her products online. She set up her business page on Facebook. She got the clients from there. No paid marketing, nothing, just word of mouth marketing. And she is actually generating some profit from out of this venture. And this is once again next success story. You can say that this is the story of one more our participant, and her name is Hina Irfan. She also attended our Global Mother Entrepreneurship Camp, and later she realized her own internal strength. She realized that she developed her interest in basically in baking and in fondant cake and cupcakes like this. You can see, and she started her venture from her own kitchen. And she at that time she moved from UAE to Karachi, and was facing some kind of turbulent married life. So she thought that she should have started something on their own. She started a business of baking by Bake a Wish name. This is her brand name, Bake a Wish, and she's really doing great business from her home kitchen. No bakery required, no investment, nothing, just a passion, right time, and actually a will to do something on your own. She's doing great. This is the actually case, one more, last but not the least, success story of Mariam Faisal Amin. She is a participant of our Mother Entrepreneurship Camp, and in the COVID last year, she learned some very interesting things. She got online training of how to make the herbal cosmetics, some kind of the online training. She attended our program, then she took some online training of herbal cosmetics, and she actually developed some cosmetic range herself from her home, like kind of the face serum, eye serum, rose water, and so many, I think 6 7 products she developed just within a year. And she marketed her business on Facebook and Insta, and all the word of mouth marketing. And we have almost 3 400 women of different mother entrepreneurship camp batches altogether. So uh, she is, mashallah, running her business successfully from her own home. And we supported her. We provide networking opportunity to all the women to interact with each other. Of course, these days, what's we are using WhatsApp and different Facebook group actually to communicate, coordinate, interact, and promote each other business. So these are the few just success stories of a few women who are running their businesses from their homes. And I like this quote basically. And I used to read this. So, behind every successful woman is a tribe of successful women who have her back. So, this is basically the kind of the ideology behind our all mothers and women entrepreneurship camp, that the women should be there to support other women. So this is the key of successing, key to support each other's success and to celebrate each other's success in a positive way. So I think this is all from my side. And one thing that's based on our this specific niche, we are actually targeting that the mothers. We actually won the USSP award for excellence in entrepreneurship, innovation, and pedagogy award 2021. We won this award in this January 2021 because we are actually working in the niche of mothers. So they inspire, the youth has been person inspired by our effort, that our purpose is very noble. We want to actually uh, we are working actually to develop an entrepreneurial nation and entrepreneurial mindset to create change, to embrace change, to welcome change, and to practice change. So this is all from my side.
Thank you very much, Amrins. Wow, what a story sharing, yeah. So, do you do you mind if I ask a few questions about the situations in Pakistan? So, as you said that the women run business from home. So, can you share with us, Pakistan and Indonesia? Maybe it's not too different. Yeah, we also have women, mothers run business from home. What type of the home business mostly run in Pakistan in current situation?
Okay. Most of the businesses are in the small setups, like women love cooking, baking,
Mm,
handmade stuff, cosmetics stuff, beautician stuff, services, facility management kind of the businesses, and the dressing, fashion designing, textile, and some of the our women are doing kind of the they our woman is running a RO plant, reverse osmosis plant as well. So, but these are very small percentage who are running a big businesses. But these are the businesses, small businesses they can set up from their home with a very less
Okay.
amount of investment.
But some of them really doing it from production until the selling. How about those women who's not really into crafting things, who's not really, well, creative in designing things, or even not really interested in baking, like me?
Mm-hmm. So actually, then you need to find out your own passion in which particular domain you want to excel. Maybe you want to excel in teaching, in consultancy kind of thing, in some kind of the marketing thing, in programming, blogging, and you need to actually find out your own interest.
Okay, thank you. So the some keynotes that I take from your presentation is that you suggest that we learn every day. That learning process is a continuous process, so we don't stop learning. Yeah, Brun. Yeah,
Exactly,
and
exactly.
also agility is not something that we should just absorb or grasp just by the word, but we need to practice it daily. And it's just follow 4 steps, find out where we are right now,
Mm-hmm.
take small steps. We have to take those steps, not stopping, yeah, Namrin. And
Mm-hmm.
also, then we adjust the understanding, and then just repeat the process. So,
Exactly.
in other words, we're not doing sprint running, but just run, but in small steps.
Hmm.
And also, this kind of interesting. Can you share the tips how to unleash and discover our entrepreneurial mindset? What
Okay.
most of people right now, especially during the pandemic, we are forced to before we work for companies, we are employees. Now we were forced to be agile, right? How we unleash that entrepreneurial mindset?
Okay. First of all, you need to actually see where your passion actually lie basically. What thing would you like to do actually? What thing you love to do? This actually you can explore your own passion, your own liking. You need to actually figure it out. No one else can do it on your behalf. You only know yourself actually. Like I love to, what I love actually, I love to create new content. So this is my passion, and based on these things I can actually develop any content, any module, any training program. So this is my passion, and only I know this is my passion. So
Yeah.
you need to actually figure out your own interest, liking, passion, um, where you really want to spend hours and you don't feel any kind of tiredness after all these things. So this is your love is where.
That's the first thing we need to do, yeah? Okay.
Yes.
I'd like to take some time to translate the keynotes to the audience, if you don't mind, in Bahasa Indonesia. So, teman-teman, ada beberapa keynotes yang saya ambil dan sempat diskusikan dengan Amrin baru saja, yaitu Amrin sempat menyampaikan bahwa di Pakistan sendiri itu wanita itu sudah banyak yang jalanin bisnis dari rumah. Saya tadi sempat tanyain, apa sih jenis bisnis rumahan yang dijalanin gitu ya, karena Pakistan sama kita, kondisi kita di Indonesia sendiri sekarang juga udah banyak kan wanita-wanita, para ibu-ibu yang mulai menjalankan bisnis dari rumah. Dan Amrin cerita memang bahwa kebanyakan yang memang sudah keseharian dijalankan, yaitu misalnya mulai dari bikin kosmetik, kemudian desain baju, juga masak, masih jual masakan gitu ya, kue-kuehan. Nah, terkaitannya tadi saya sempat tanya juga, terus gimana dong kalau, ada kita-kita wanita yang tidak terlalu pintar berkreasi ataupun juga crafting ya, membuat sesuatu. Dan ini kaitannya adalah dengan tadi tips yang disampaikan oleh Amrin mengenai bahwa kita tuh perlu melepaskan atau menemukan mindset atau pola pikir entrepreneur kita itu seperti apa. Dan kuncinya yang pertama adalah ya kita sendiri yang mesti kenalin, kita yang tahu minat kita apa sih. Gitu. Kalau yang memang tidak terlalu pintar di crafting atau membuat sesuatu, tapi kan pasti kita punya sesuatu yang kita minatin. Nyanyi kah atau apa? Tekunin di situ. Dan satu lagi bahwa agility itu harus dilatih. Jadi bukan kita hanya bicara tentang agility, tapi memang harus dilatih. Tadi Amrit sempat kasih 4 tips, 4 langkah. Yaitu temuin dulu. Kita lihat dulu posisi kita sekarang seperti apa. Kenalin dulu situasinya. Kemudian ambil langkah, tetap harus lakukan sesuatu. Do something tadi. Tapi langkahnya kecil-kecil aja. Sambil dalam melangkah itu nanti kita lihat, adjust lagi. Lihat lagi situasinya, kondisinya begini. Berarti harus geser sedikit di mana. Dan ulangi terus. Karena yang namanya belajar itu adalah proses yang berkesinambungan, nggak akan pernah berhenti. Jadi 4 langkah tadi itu akan terus bergulir. Begitu. So thank you once again, Amrin, for your sharing. It's very insightful and very fruitful.
Thank you very much, Melinda.
Okay, and we welcome our next speaker. Gak banyak yang not much that I can tell about this lady. Everyone in this event must have known her. Let's welcome Media Yusuf as the founder of Indonesia Prima and also founder of the FEI itself. Saya tahu, give applause atau apa nih? Hai Media, gimana applause-nya?
Ketemu lagi dengan teman-teman semua. Amrin and Kim, please don't leave us first because after this we will discuss together because many questions also for you. So please just stay in the backstage while I also present my sharing about women entrepreneurship in Indonesia. Jadi Mbak Linda, aku malam ini mau sharing nih tentang women entrepreneurship di Indonesia tentunya gitu ya, karena banyak yang mungkin belum sadar juga gitu ya bahwa seperti apa sebenarnya women entrepreneurship di Indonesia. Oke. Ya. So this Mbak Linda di backstage dulu ya, nanti aku.
Iya, aku mundur dulu Mbak.
Nanti aku kenalin aku sendiri. Okay, teman-teman, this presentation I bring when the ICSB World Congress in Paris just last month in July, last month in July. So I bring this module, I bring this presentation about design your own success. So this presentation, jadi presentasi ini aku bawakan kemarin waktu ada acara ICSB World Congress di Paris. Jadi ada sesi tentang Womenpreneurs dan saya diminta untuk menyampaikan seperti apa Womenpreneur di Indonesia. Nah, ini gambarannya seperti ini nih teman-teman. So this pictures is can say a lot. Jadi ada formula gitu ya, ada formula kayak di lab gitu ya, formulasi, kemudian seorang wanita gitu kan mencoba semua formulanya dan dia menemukan gitu kan, menemukan formula suksesnya. Jadi dia menemukan formula sukses yang dia bisa pakai sendiri. Next. Nah, ini kecil-kecil ya tulisannya ya. Soalnya kemarin ini sebenarnya data penelitian. Jadi Womenpreneur di Indonesia, sebentar aku besar di sini lebih besar Pak. Nah, jadi wanita secara konsisten itu menghadapi tantangan. So women as a consistently have a challenge ya. dengan pemikiran yang kreatif dan cepat, yang sebagian besar memprioritaskan solusi berbasis komunitas. Hal ini terlihat saat perusahaan mendapatkan manfaat yang diperoleh setelah memperkerjakan dan mempromosikan eksekutif wanita. Jadi kayak tadi Kim also tell this when corporate have women leader, so the company will increase the productivity, the revenue it will increase. So this is data. Ini data yang hal ini juga terjadi di banyak company di dunia begitu. Nah, kewirausahaan wanita tumbuh setiap tahun di seluruh dunia. Tingkat kelangsungan hidup perusahaan yang didirikan dan dikelola wanita ternyata lebih tinggi dari perusahaan yang didirikan oleh pria. Namun ketika berbicara tentang kewirausahaan, yang diutamakan sebagai contoh adalah laki-laki. Hal ini karena masih kurangnya panutan perempuan dalam berwirausaha. Jadi entrepreneurship is a growing each year in globally ya, each year globally. Seperti tadi Kim also talk like that, and also Embrain even from home gitu. And also the sustainability, women compare with men, women is the highest than men. Tapi apa ya? Tapi mereka tuh masih kecil-kecil, jadi sustain tapi not so big gitu. Jadi nggak terlalu besar company-nya. Kemudian diperlukan juga bagaimana bisa memperkenalkan konsep-konsep utama yang sering diidentifikasi dalam penelitian dalam kaitannya dengan kewirausahaan perempuan. Kemudian, nah, salah satu cara untuk terus berjuang, wanita memerlukan panutan dan bukan hanya kebijakan, tetapi panutan nyata yang menunjukkan resep bagaimana sukses, bagaimana memasuki kewirausahaan dengan tetap menjalankan peran naturalnya. Jadi women is need role model. That's why in this festival, I invite the guests from other country to inspire us to be a role model gitu ya. Jadi saya undang dari beberapa negara untuk menjadi role model kita. Bagaimana seharusnya womenpreneur itu beraktivitas atau idealnya itu seperti apa. Nah, kita perlu sekali panutan-panutan yang seperti itu. Begitu. Next. Okay, next. Nah, women kesetaraan ya. Jadi kesetaraan atau apa namanya? Apa Mbak Ida bahasa Indonesia Mbak Ida? Kesetaraan. Kesetaraan gender ya. Bukan berarti menilai wanita dari segi laki-laki. Kita berbeda, kita nggak perlu menghargai perempuan dari segi perempuan. Jadi kita perlu menghargai perempuan dari segi perempuannya, bukan sebagai laki-laki yang sukses. Jadi wanita itu sebenarnya punya nature sendiri, jadi nggak usah diperbandingkan begitu. Dan wanita juga punya tekad yang kuat untuk melakukan sesuatu, menjalani hidup mereka sendiri, memiliki pilihan mereka sendiri, percaya pada kekuatan mereka, dan menjadi mesin nyata untuk masa depan. Dan women is growing, jadi women is grow, jadi women equal with grow. Jadi ketika Anda memberikan edukasi ya untuk wanita, maka Anda otomatis memberikan edukasi untuk satu negara gitu katanya ya. Dan itu sudah terbukti karena wanita adalah yang kemudian mengajarkan ya kepada family-nya bagaimana mereka bertumbuh. Nah, Indonesia itu sebenarnya telah memiliki jaringan pengusaha wanita yang dynamic. Meskipun bukan merupakan bagian yang besar jumlahnya, tapi dia terus berkembang di Indonesia. Tapi itu tadi, dia punya usaha yang kecil-kecil. So, women entrepreneurship in Indonesia is quite a lot, but they just stay small gitu. Tapi wanita untuk itu diperlukan satu cara dan ekosistem yang saling mendukung untuk bisa membuat usaha yang dijalankan oleh wanita ini bisa lebih besar dan produktif. Nah, one of the support system like in a Festival Entrepreneur Indonesia, because we meet you, we have a network you with the venture capital, with the expert. So this is will become a ecosystem ya to support how Indonesian entrepreneur or womenpreneur is grow automatically. Then, nah, in this picture, I have a data from Global Entrepreneurship Monitor tahun 2018. So in this research, shown that women and men in entrepreneurship. So in other country, every 10 men entrepreneurs, they have only 7 women entrepreneurs. But only 6 countries, including us, including Indonesia, then Thailand, Panama, Qatar, Madagascar, and Angola, they have an equal T rate between women and men. Jadi teman-teman di Indonesia, kemarin saya juga barusan nulis tuh di majalah Marketeers bahwa sudah tidak ada lagi sebenarnya di Indonesia barrier untuk masuk ke dalam dunia entrepreneurship, karena menurut penelitiannya kita sudah equal dengan para laki-laki. Kalau di negara lain seperti di gambar, di data bisa terlihat bahwa yang perempuan tuh nggak terlalu banyak. Jadi bisa dilihat di sini ya, nih. Jadi kalau yang perempuan itu yang ditunjukkan dengan data yang gelap ini, yang gelap, kemudian yang laki-laki yang terang, biru terang. Nah, Indonesia adanya di sini dia. Jadi sama antara perempuan dan laki-laki. Next. Ya. Ini data saya ambil dari Mastercard Index of Women Entrepreneurs 2020, di mana mereka meresearch 58 country, jadi ada 58 yang mereka research untuk women entrepreneurship-nya saja. Dan we are so proud because Indonesia in the 17 rank here. So top 20. Jadi Indonesia itu bukan Indonesia, maksudnya wanita pengusaha Indonesia itu ada di top 20. Nah, sebelumnya di tahun sebelumnya kita ada di ranking 22. Jadi naik ke 5 peringkat ya dari tahun sebelumnya. Dan ini sungguh luar biasa, berarti memang peranan pengusaha wanita di Indonesia cukup bagus ya, cukup bagus. Next. Nah, kemarin juga di ICSB Global, jadi ICSB Global itu selalu memberikan prediksi tren-tren ke depan, tren entrepreneurship ke depan, dan menempatkan women entrepreneurship sebagai tren nomor 1 di dunia untuk small medium enterprise. Dan kemudian juga kita wanita persamaan gender equality itu juga direpresentasikan di SDG number 5. Next. Nah, ini SDG dan Global Entrepreneurship ini memang harus kita support ya untuk teman-teman entrepreneur di Indonesia. Sekarang bagaimana seharusnya womenpreneur itu atau wanita pengusaha itu berjalan? Seperti tadi Amrin juga sudah sampaikan bagaimana mereka tetap di rumah tapi tetap usahanya bisa jalan. So tentunya womenpreneur harus mendapatkan dukungan dari pasangan, keluarga, dan komunitas, serta memiliki business advisor atau mentor untuk membimbing mereka dengan baik. Jadi karena mereka harus memikirkan bisnisnya, kalau mereka tidak didukung dengan pasangannya, maka bisa dibayangkan mereka nggak akan bisa kemana-mana. So as a womenpreneur, they should have a support from the family, from the spouse, and also community, the peer community. Also, they should have a business advisor or a mentor to support they become more better entrepreneur. And also, we need a lot of opportunity dan platform untuk menampilkan kisah nyata pengusaha perempuan. Jadi tadi bahwa kita itu kecil-kecil dan kita perlu satu role model, maka diperlukan banyak sekali platform untuk menampilkan nih siapa saja nih pengusaha-pengusaha perempuan yang sukses. Dan kemudian juga diperlukan bagaimana kita bisa memperkenalkan konsep-konsep utama yang sering diidentifikasi dalam penelitian. Jadi para researcher itu how we can explain or how we can elaborate what a researcher they do for the women entrepreneurship. And then we need the ecosystem, of course. Festival Entrepreneur Indonesia is one of the ecosystem yang saling support, to support each other untuk bisa membuat usaha yang dijalankan oleh wanita ini bisa menjadi lebih besar dan produktif. Jadi kalau bisa dilihat di teman-teman di FEI ini adalah kayak seperti gambaran ya, mini gambaran dari ekosistem yang ingin kita ikat menjadi satu kesatuan. Next. Nah, ini ada beberapa program yang akan kami lakukan, termasuk juga nanti buat teman-teman peserta di sini akan ada 1000 Womenpreneurs Indonesia, kemudian ada kompetisi Womenpreneurs Indonesia, kemudian ada inkubator dan mix and match. Next. Nah, ini kemarin tadi Mbak Linda bilang kurang apa sih siapa saya gitu. Nah, ini salah satu portofolio pada saat saya menjadi panitia pada saat Global Women Conference yang dilakukan secara virtual kemarin di Washington DC. Next. Ini perkenalan. Nah, oke. Thank you Mbak Linda. Kita diskusi saja atau sebentar. Saya lihat kayaknya Riham is already here, Mbak Linda.
Riham is already here.
Yeah. So
let's welcome Riham then.
Yeah. So we can have Riham first, then we will add all for discussion. Okay? Saya tunggu di backstage dulu.
Okay, teman-teman. Finally, our presentations this evening will be closed by Riham. Riham is founder of BZNS Builder Egypt. She is a serial entrepreneur and angel investor since 2006. She is also a certified corporate governance director from International Finance Corporation, winner of the Global Innovation Competition in 2015 by the U.S. Department of State. Riham is the founder and CEO of BZNS Builder, the first bilingual English and Arabic platform that provides entrepreneurs and businessmen with a professional step-by-step business plan and building tools. Wow. She has been featured at a number of global events like Euromed, EBRD, Startup Green by Google, Web Summit, USAID, UN Women, and Cherry Blair Foundation. And as a part of paying back to the community, she is the co-founder and board member of one of the leading charity organizations in Egypt, the Egyptian Clothing Bank. So please welcome Riham.
I think Riham still have difficulty, Mbak Linda. So I think we would like to invite Kim and also Embrin, then we can discuss or any question from the audience. Okay, I would like to invite Kim to join.
Embrin.
Mbak Kim, are you there? And Embrin also.
I'm here, Mbak.
Okay, go ahead, Mbak Linda.
Yes. So, di sini tadi ada beberapa pertanyaan, tapi sebenarnya sudah saya tanyakan juga sih Mbak Diah tadi ya ke Kim and Amrin related to their sharing about the entrepreneurship agility, especially for women. Tadi juga beforehand, Kim said also that actually entrepreneurship is not only about doing something by ourselves, Kim, yeah, but working in a big company, we also need entrepreneurial spirits and also mindset. Not compared to what Amrin's doing is to building that entrepreneurial by developing our startup business, small business. So we have two different scope here, two different area. Kim's seeing this, Kim see this from the corporate side, and Amrin see this from the self-driven things. But both I think is the same. That is how we adapt to the changes in our work, in our situation. Current, what Amrin, I think you still your computer is still muted.
Yes, would you like me to say something? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you, Belinda.
Okay, I would like to ask question for Embrin and also for Kim. How about from the government to support the womenpreneurs in your country from Pakistan and government from South Africa? Maybe you can share.
Okay. So should I start first?
Yes, go ahead. I'm bring.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So these days, our the government is really doing great job regarding providing funds and providing easy loans to women entrepreneurs. This is really a very good thing, and they are providing loans or non-interest based loan and small loans to the micro enterprises or the medium kind of the enterprises owned and founded by the women. So the environment for doing business in Pakistan here for women really is very conducive these days, and many women are really coming into the business and they really want to start up something. And not only the things I discussed, the 4 or 5 domains, many of them are working for the kind of the software house kind of the things, and many are doing the consultancy type of the things, and so many businesses actually they are doing these days. So yes, our government is very much kind these days in order to support women.
Okay, great. And how about in South Africa?
Yeah, look, I think in South Africa, from a legislation and a government perspective, we probably for the last, well, yeah, I think there was an act, actually, the Equality and Prevention of Unfair Discrimination Act. We are actually, as a country, quite equal when it comes to gender. From a policy perspective, of course, there's still a lot of work to be done to encourage women entrepreneurs, specifically in technology industries, and that goes hand in hand with some of the other equality policies. So it's all about Black empowerment, it's about female empowerment, it's about youth, it's about disability. So there's a lot more work to be done, of course, as with anywhere. But I think from a constitution and from a government perspective, there is a lot of support. And I think, as Breen said, there are funding agencies who specifically underpin their strategies to support female entrepreneurs, for sure.
Okay, but before we continue, I think since we have Reham already in the backstage, I would like to invite her joining us here. So because I'm afraid she will be lost again.
Okay, sure.
Hi, Reham. So
I will have.
you are with us now.
Okay,
What time in
great.
Cairo?
Finally. I'm in a tunnel, so I'm talking from the car, but maybe I will see the sun in a few minutes. So, how are you? I'm amazed. I listened to all of you, and you all look great.
Yeah, so you can see this womenpreneur is very busy because we already have
Yeah.
set up the time, but she still have a meeting with her colleague. That's why. So, are
But
you
but
still
the
in
vibe,
Cairo?
but the vibe is here in Egypt, so I can feel the vibe here. So from Asia
Oh,
to Africa, I can feel it.
Wow.
yeah. So, if the signal is good, maybe Reham, you can. Linda already introduced you to the audience, so maybe you can say something about the womenpreneurship in Egypt.
Okay. Actually, I believe that the women in Egypt, are very lucky nowadays, because there is a lot of spot these days about the woman empowerment. We haven't seen this from years, frankly. We haven't seen ministers taking chairs in our country from a while. Now, the contribution of women in Egypt started to get highlights. Finally, they found out that women can have a lot of impact. So I'm so proud of that this is happening now. Of course, still there is a lot of challenges in the culture aspect itself, but but it is now, it is about us as women, because I think now we have all the tools. The law is supporting us. The government is supporting us. So I think now we have to prove to everyone that we can do it. Maybe we need to work a bit in the culture here. I think this is the most challenging thing now, that women themselves believe that they can do something. They don't have to wait for anyone to prove that they can do it.
Okay. So, I will give you three of you from South Africa, from Pakistan, and from Egypt. Maybe you also want to ask our guest here. I mean, maybe Kim want to have a question for Egyptian
Reham.
woman here, or a Pakistani, or vice versa. So the discussion will be so interesting and will be live.
Yeah, look, let me start off by saying that and I think Riham made a very important point. Although in South Africa our government and our policies are very progressive, culturally, and of course it's that conditioned history, it might still be difficult for women to sit around a boardroom table, right? And have that seat and be heard. And so it's still a challenge in some uh, some environments. And I wondered, Abreen, like in Pakistan, if you were encouraging a woman entrepreneur, what her challenges might be sitting around a boardroom table trying to close a deal, what that might look like.
Yes, in Pakistan, we are actually living in a kind of men dominating society. So, first of all, we teach our women that do not compare yourself with men, or do not kind in any kind of the confrontation with men. So yes, make decision on the basis of what is true, what is right, uh, as per your understanding, as per the legal framework of that particular company. So we actually try to make them strong emotionally as well. We used to give them the classes of on emotional intelligence and decision making as well, so actually they can take some kind of the very sensitive decisions on their own. in the boardroom as well and in their personal life as well, in both.
Yes, and guys, the ladies, girls, how about the idea about the women support women? Maybe Riham can go first. Riham, are you there? Can you hear me?
No, I
Riham?
can't. Say again, Dea.
Yes.
Yes.
I just want to have
Okay. Say the
your
question again, Dea.
opinion. Yes, yes. I want to have your opinion about the women support women. Now this because we need the support not only from our country, yeah, we need to have a partnership each other globally. So what do you think about that initiative?
I can't hear.
Or
You can type.
maybe
I
Let me shall I jump in and just
Yes,
share
please.
with you what my thoughts are. So for a conference last year, I did some research on the women in our industry in aviation. And the questions that I asked them was very much around how did you get into this industry and your job, and what challenges did you face? And a whole bunch of them actually said they never thought about this job in aviation until they saw a woman in a magazine. So funny, right? Because we're young and we should be, seeing it on social media in digital form. But they all said they saw a woman in their own likeness and they were like, wow, I can do that, right? Then one of them actually said, when I asked her, okay, so why did you leave that specific job? You entered in this industry. And she said, funnily enough, my manager, who was a woman, basically put a barrier in so I could get so far, but not further. And it's so interesting how in the HR world, we speak about this queen bee syndrome, right? Where the women have to work so hard to get to the top that it's a known challenge, it's a known issue, that once they're there, they're like, wow, I've worked hard, you can't come near me. I now have this spot. And my challenge to all of those women that I interviewed was that you were inspired by a woman to get into this industry. So your responsibility is to inspire the next generation so that you can bring people in and let them follow you, but you need to encourage them, despite the fact that they might challenge you for your own position, right? And so we need to be thinking in a more open way to bring more women in next to us and behind us and even encourage them to take over from us, which is not always obvious. But these networks and this sharing and supporting, of course, should be on a global level, which is what I think we're doing here, right? So we need to celebrate successes, share what they're doing, and encourage where they need encouragement. And I think that becomes very obvious when you actually do that well.
What do you think? Reham, are you with us now?
Yeah, I like what Kim is referring to. So hello, Kim, first. I like what Kim referring to. Because you highlighted something very important, Kim, and maybe we as women don't speak up. I don't know what's the case in your country, but it is obvious in our country that sometimes women, yes, they are very successful, but they don't. You get surprised that they don't support women themselves. They keep supporting men. I don't know if it's fear of losing their position, if it's fear of that I'm a woman and I'm the light is coming to me, so she like this. I really don't know what is the reason, but like from we know there is a research happened in the American university here has been noticing that women, even successful women, don't lightly like to support other women. They keep the good relation with men, and they have very good network and backed up with men, but don't really support. Maybe it's coming from fear. So lately, we started working on this. That we have to understand that men likely empower each other, but women as well have to start empowering each other, and don't be afraid to do this, because maybe we have this kind of I don't know, jealousy. I really we can't know the exact name for this, but a woman has to feel comfortable when they empower each other.
I think the signal is
So,
not good
yeah,
because, yeah, she is mobile.
yeah.
I mentioned
Because,
in my one slide that
yeah,
behind every successful woman is a tribe of other successful women
that's
who have her back. So I
Yes.
think I mentioned this in my slide. So we actually need, I think Reham is back. She can add some more value.
yes. Reham, you add
Yes,
something?
I'm back. So tell me,
Yeah.
is this happening as well in other countries? What I the incident I'm talking about?
Yeah, it happens, and that's what I was saying about the interviews that I was doing.
Mhm.
I mean, it wasn't an official study, it's not a big enough sample, but from the handful of women I spoke to, they kind of all said that same thing. They were inspired by someone, but then they reached a ceiling with underneath, these women. So yeah, I think it's just a symptom of women fighting so hard and working so hard to get to somewhere that once they're there, they want to protect that position.
Mm.
I don't believe in it at all. I've always had really good female bosses in my corporate world. I am the only woman in my company right now. And I really want to bring women into my company, the very next opportunity I have. And I want to build them because why ever not? I think it feels really good when you can do that. So I think more and more you will see that, that getting better.
Okay. How about you, Amrin?
Yeah, I think there's some kind of the jealousy factor that comes. I think between women to support each other, and some kind of the insecurities, and they might feel that the men
Yeah.
actually help them to actually leverage them to attain some kind of the some position in their careers, in their jobs, in their businesses, and the women, I think. I think most of the factor is the jealousy factor is there.
So I like that about the jealousy factor. Yeah. So before we close this session, we have a question from the audience about maybe in your country, in Egypt or Pakistan or South Africa, you have community of social entrepreneur in the waste management. So how about the social entrepreneur in your country is based on community, women community? Any sharing from all of you, maybe, about the social entrepreneurship? So this woman is from a community to do a social entrepreneurship in a waste management. So maybe you have a story or an experience in your country, what is looks like, and maybe you have tips or a feedback or something regarding this social entrepreneurship.
Yes, we have a couple of cases regarding the social entrepreneurship, but it's about the social entrepreneurship, but not specifically about the waste management. Like one of our women is doing a street school, and she is providing free of cost education to the street childrens, to the beggars and to the street. She is doing great job, and she's providing books, stationery, and everything, and she's doing a marvelous job on her own, and she is actually generating all the revenues, all the financial. She is working on the financial sustainability of her own school. She is Shazia, and she is running a school by name of Manzil here in Karachi, and so many other women and mother are actually participating in many social drives. They are affiliated with some kind of the NGOs here in Pakistan, in Karachi. But I'm not able to actually recall any kind of the waste management kind of things. So maybe Kim can add some value in this.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think from a South African perspective, we have a very rich and deep and complex history, and I think social entrepreneurship in South Africa is quite hard to define. I think there would be that blend of for profit and not for profit, and then there are those you know projects within communities that are self-organized, and then maybe they are government sponsored, and basically, we have a lot of socioeconomic challenges in South Africa. So I think there are pockets of social entrepreneurship projects that are very successful. Waste management, and I don't know too much about this, I have to say, but our recycling attempts in South Africa are sporadic, but we do have jobless and homeless people that have started this unorganized way of collecting recyclables in these home-built big containers that they pull around on wheels, and they go through communities, residential areas, and they collect tins and glass and paper and stuff like that. And that, I think, has almost become organized, where the recycling centers and the municipalities actually don't have the funds and the organized approach to actually collect all this recycling. It's kind of a privatized thing. There are in the more affluent areas, there are private companies that come and do that. And so there are companies, and I'm not sure if it's government funded. That's what I'm saying. I'm not informed enough, but they might be non-for-profits. It might have been government sponsored, but that they've actually given these recycling people, proper, safe, these wheelie bins, because these things that they used to build themselves are actually not safe. They kind of share the roads with cars and things like that, with these big, high stacked, bags with all this recycling stuff, and that they actually can go and recycle and hand it in and get some money out of that. And it's become almost an organized thing where they can now go and get a safe, apparatus and this little collection cart. So yeah, I think social entrepreneurship is growing in South Africa, but I'm not sure it's as organized as it could be. There are pockets, as I said, but there's still massive challenges to solve in our country, for sure.
Yes, yes. So this opportunity to make it better, better.
Yeah.
Okay, ladies, actually, this day is also as a history for us, because I'm with Reham in the spirit of a women support women, want to launch something. But before that, I would like maybe Mbak Linda, I can ask to the panelists what tips for womenpreneurs. Yeah, go ahead, Mbak Linda.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, Riham, again. one question that I need to ask from you, from Kim, from Ambreen, from Riham, and also from Media yourself. So before we end this session, would you please share at least one word of wisdoms to encourage, to motivate the womenpreneur or wannabe womenpreneur? Or any quotes that you could share with us?
Okay. For me, I would start because
Okay,
I have
thank you.
something.
Yeah.
I would say feel the fear and do it anyway. For there is
Feel,
a book called for Fran Jeffers called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. So I read that book
okay,
and since that time,
feel the
obviously,
fear, but do it anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
yes.
Okay, I go the second then. So I have a quote that I bring this also in many occasions when I have opportunity to talk to other women. So I would like to say, please design your purpose and winning your life, winning your future. Just a simple.
Design your purpose.
Yeah, design your purpose,
Uh-huh.
winning your life, and winning
Winning
your
your life.
yes,
Winning your life and
winning your future.
winning your future. Wonderful.
So,
Okay.
guys, take note, yeah, take note from all of you.
Yeah. I'm taking notes because it's going to be I this evening I will get at least 4 words of wisdom from 4 wonderful ladies. Kim, Ambrin, who's going next?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Um, Yes, I can say that any woman and any mother can perform many things, and actually she can contribute in 3 levels, and she can generate an impact on the 3 level. The first level is the personal impact and the self transformation, and it's a journey of you can say that it's a journey of self discovery. So initially, you need to actually identify your own potential, your own strength, and
Mhm.
try to rediscover yourself. This is the first impact, and the second impact actually you can create in the people that's around you. The way in which your life can bring change, that impact in your personal life, family life, friends, social circle, and in the neighborhood. And the third impact as a woman, as a mother, you can create is a cultural, national, and global impact. Your impact
Mhm.
can bring change in town, city, village, nation, or even globally. So this is a kind of the impact a woman can create.
Thank you very much, Ambrin. Wow, quite long. So let me wrap it up. So the first one is we need to give impact to ourselves, discover ourselves, and then give the impact to the people around us.
Yes.
And the third stage is give the impact to the
Community, society, international,
nationwide or even
globally.
globally,
Yes.
like you're
Yes.
doing right now. Thank you. And Kim, any words of
Yeah,
wisdom?
I think I would stick to the simple close that I used in my presentation, which was basically stop starting and start finishing, and that's really it's notes for myself because we often just want to get it perfect. The expectation of ourselves is high. The expectations of us from our colleagues and the industry are high. And sometimes, specifically for me, I talk about myself as well. In a new industry, for example, or a new business, this imposter syndrome comes up like, am I good enough? If I stand here and
Mhm.
talk about this, will they believe me? Do I know enough about this? And so I would echo what Reham says about like feel the fear and do it anyway. And it leads into my thing about just start, just do it.
Yeah.
It's not going to be perfect. And if we
Hmm.
wait too long to make it perfect, you're not going to do it.
Hmm.
So the thing that I tell myself is, okay, get the important things done, major in the majors. A boss of mine
Major.
told me this many years ago, and sometimes we forget. We get busy with small stuff, right? But
Right, right.
stop starting and start
Stop.
finishing and
Start
do
finishing.
something. It's not going to be perfect, but get it out there because you might be the only one that gets it out there and you'll perfect it as you go along.
Thank you very much.
This
Thank
is we
you.
MVP. This is we call MVP, minimum viable product, at least.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you very much, Nadia, Kim, Riham, and also Amreen for their very fruitful insights.
But Linda, I have
Yeah.
one question that Kim still not answered the question. We
Ah,
have a question earlier because Kim is stay in Indonesia for 6 months. So, what is your suggestion for Indonesian women to be better? Because you are here for 6 months, I think. So what is
Right.
your
Okay.
right.
I knew you were going to ask me this. It's very unfair. Okay. So let me caveat this by saying that I spent 6 months with amazing women in a global corporate environment in Jakarta. Okay. So they were very supported. It was an amazing women-dominated team, but it was diverse. But what I did notice is the women in that team worked extremely hard, long hours. Like a lot of them were working on projects, drained, that adrenaline that keeps you going. And I think even if you are in it, my advice then would be, but the caveat is it was in a corporate environment, right? But my advice would be, women often think they just have to work so hard, and you still go home and then you have to do all your wife and your mother and your family duties. And so you can't do it all. And even though you think you can do it all and the expectation is that you can do it all, you cannot. We're just human, right? So oftentimes the challenge gets harder for us because we're trying to grow in a business or in a corporate environment, and we work so hard. And by the way, a lot of environments still expect that presence and the inputs that they measure as opposed to the outputs, right? So if you can just understand that you can't do it all and it's unfair to expect that, my advice would be prioritize, but also the freedom or the equality that you feel in your work environment, take it home, and make sure you have that respect at home too, because otherwise the two are going to clash, right? So yeah, I have nothing but positive to say about my experience in Indonesia. But yeah, I must say the women there worked extremely hard, and the acknowledgement that you just can't physically and mentally and emotionally do it all should be allowed.
Okay,
Does
thank
that
you.
make sense?
Yeah,
Hope that answers the questions, Nadia.
yeah. I mean, so we need to socialize this, Linda. So to all women in Indonesia, based on the Kim James angle. Okay. Okay, we close this session before we will launch the partnership with Reham. So I would like Kim and also Ambreen, you stay in the you as a witness for this partnership, and hope that this partnership can be broader also to your country. I think yes, Reham, to the Pakistan and also to South Africa. So before that, Malinda, can I take from here, Malinda? Because Malinda is a host. So I should ask her permission.
Our next and closing agenda is the partnership between BSNSB and Media, yeah, with Riham and Media. So I share the chair with Media. Please, Media.
Okay, thank you, Linda. But before that, I would like to thank you to all of you here. So I would like to thanks for your support, for your joining us here in Festival Entrepreneur Indonesia. This is a yearly event that we already this year is 6th festival. Before we do it offline, but because of pandemic, these 2 years is we do it online, virtually. But hope that this festival, this event still make a lot, still still have a benefit for the audience. So Mbak Kim, because when we do offline, I should give the the certificate by myself. So because this is online, so this is Kim. Thank you for coming, and also Ambryn. This is for you, Ambryn, and send my regard to Professor Qureshi, and also to Reham. Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, so once again, thank you so much, Kim and Ambryn. Reham, you still here? Don't go anywhere. So we will continue this partnership. We will continue this friendship together to make a better world. Okay,
Inshallah. Okay.
inshallah.
Sure.
Nice meeting you, Kim
Thank
and
you.
Amber.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Okay, before we continuing, let's ask hear this video, yeah?
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm really honored to be with you today virtually. I'm Reham Abulanin, founder of Business Builder. I'm a serial entrepreneur and angel investor in the MENA region. I founded Business Builder to solve a real pain I have been facing in all businesses I created, mentored, or invested in, which is the lack of fully integrated business relation management software that supports the growth of the businesses from all aspects. Business Builder is the first 360 business relation management software, supporting all sizes in businesses in 186 industries to grow. The platform offers companies to build their business plan entirely in a step-by-step guided manner. It provides founder with a dynamic dashboard that can be used to monitor every aspect of the business in real-time manner. It also helps founders automate their financials. Business Builder creates all sorts of financial reports, projections, and financial statements. It allows founders also to create their one-page plans, pitch decks, and share it with anyone. Business Builder also facilitates relationships with mentors and investors. Since Indonesia is reckoned as a key player in the Asian entrepreneurial ecosystem, expected to be the world's fifth largest economy by 2024, we were excited to participate in this uprising economic boost. I'm personally fascinated with the growth of the startups in Indonesia, even during the COVID-19 crisis. Startup managed to raise 1.9 billion in Q3 2020. We are looking forward to expanding in all Asia and participating in the business scene. With almost 200 unicorns in Asia alone, the startup ecosystem in Asia is by far the largest and the fastest growing, especially in tech globally. We believe we will be able to support more businesses be the upcoming unicorn. I'm beyond excited to be launching Business Builder Indonesia in partnership with Indonesia Prima. I'm thrilled to be a part of the dynamic entrepreneurial ecosystem here, empowering entrepreneurs to scale and achieve exponential growth. We intend to provide the utmost support to the entrepreneurs in Indonesia and Asia. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. The video is already tell a lot. Jadi teman-teman, I translate first ya. Di malam hari ini kami juga berkesempatan untuk melakukan kerjasama ya dengan Reham. Reham adalah CEO dari Business Builder dari Mesir, dari Egypt, untuk memasukkan satu platform bisnis. Jadi di platform itu nanti akan memudahkan untuk membuat business plan, untuk membuat financial projection, yang gunanya adalah ketika kita ketemu sama investor tuh bisa melihat dengan mudah hanya dengan platform ini. Jadi ketika saya diperkenalkan Business Builder platform ini, saya cukup terkesan dan saya pikir wah ini bisa membantu banyak teman-teman nih di Indonesia untuk lebih efisien dalam membuat bisnis atau bisnis plan-nya. So Reham, as I said that when I see at the first, I think, wow, this is very good platform to be applied in Indonesia because with this simple platform, investor just can see in one page, in a simple way to look at that the business is good or not. So can you tell us about the business builder? I mean, why you create this before?
Okay. First of all, I'm very delighted with this partnership, and I'm very happy that I'm doing this partnership with yourself because I see how visionary you are and how you want to support the Indonesian ecosystem and how you believe in this. So maybe what engaged me with you more is the values behind this, which is always the real motivation for me when building any startup. The reason I built Business Builder is because I was looking for Business Builder for myself. I wanted someone to take me step by step while on the milestone that I build every business. As you know, I have already been building many startups in the social industry, in the industrial sector, but I have been fallen in many steps that I wanted at least like 40% or 50% that can give me like a guide. Of course, Business Builder can't give the full 100% guide. Still, I need mentors and I need consultants, but at least asking the question itself, what kind of question which I should ask. So I wanted to have this, and also I want to have this only in one platform or one single dashboard. This was very important, that I don't have to go into papers, Excel sheet. All of this is in one platform, and it can with a neat and tidy so that I can share it with all my business stakeholders. So this is where we build the business builder, and this is the reason behind it.
Yes, and in this evening we have also our attaché, trade attaché, and directly also from Cairo. We have Pak Irman here. I will show. I will invite him to be in stage now. Oke, Pak Irman, apa kabar? Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah, kabar baik.
Senang sekali nih Pak Irman bisa hadir untuk menyaksikan kerjasama antara Indonesia dengan Mesir. Saya bersama Miss Riham di sini, beliau tinggalnya di Kairo juga, yang akan menjalin satu kerjasama untuk platform ini. Karena platform ini sudah ada di dalam bahasa Arab, yes Riham, in Arabic language, right? And also in English. So with this partnership, we also want to translate into Indonesian, so it will be easier for Indonesian entrepreneurs to use this platform. Begitu Pak Irman. Mungkin Pak Irman bisa memberikan kata sambutan sedikit untuk our relationship ini, Pak.
Siap, terima kasih Ibu Diah Yusuf. Assalamualaikum, Madam Riham Abu Elinin. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
So we hope that next time we can meet together while you are also here in Cairo. So we shall meet,
Sure.
Get acquaintance more closely.
Sure. It's an honor for us in Business Builder, and it's an honor to have Dia with us in partner. It's really congratulations for Indonesia with the entrepreneurship ecosystem. Maybe you have seen in the video the numbers, which is Indonesia. And when I looked at it, I was very impressed. So I think with your guidance and with your empowerment and people like Dia, it will be in a much better positioning. So I'm delighted with this partnership, Mr. Irman.
Indeed, so the honor was all mine. Thank you so much. I'd like to give some speech in regards for these corporations. So I don't know whether I have to address it in Indonesia or whether in English or both. So hopefully most of the Indonesian community from the entrepreneurial community, hopefully we can also understand and also can get more closely in touch together in this very good opportunity to have this kind of collaboration together between the Indonesia and the Egyptian, especially for the sake of the entrepreneurial enterprise cooperation and spirit. So let me first say it in Bahasa Indonesia, if you don't mind, Madam Riham.
Yeah, because
Sure.
Riham, later you
I'm
also
translating Business Builder to Indonesian.
Yeah.
We're
Later you will,
translating business builder to Indonesian now.
right, yeah. So later you must understand also Indonesian, right? Okay, Pak Irfan, silakan.
Oke, thank you. Oke, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yang kami hormati Ibu Dian Yusuf, the founder and chairwoman of the Festival Entrepreneur Indonesia tahun 2021. So also honorable Madam Ibu Riham Abu Elinin from the Business Builder Egypt. Pertama-tama kami mengucapkan selamat dan sukses atas terselenggaranya kegiatan Festival Entrepreneur Indonesia tahun 2021 ini yang diselenggarakan sejak tanggal hari ini ya 15 hingga 16 Agustus 14 ya hingga besok ya 16 Agustus 2021 yang merupakan kegiatan untuk dapat bisa saling bersinergi, berkolaborasi, berkoordinasi di antara semua ekosistem wirausaha Indonesia yang ada, khususnya serta juga dalam upaya untuk lebih mengokohkan ya para wirausaha Indonesia ya guna untuk lebih dapat mendapatkan akses pasar yang lebih mudah lagi, khususnya akses pasar ekspor yang secara continuity ya berkelanjutan, dan juga dalam rangka untuk mengembangkan bisnis UMKM ini juga perlu kita bersama-sama untuk bangkit mencari solusi ya khususnya di tengah masa pandemi saat ini, yang salah satunya tentunya kita perlu giatkan, perlu kita perkuat dari sisi inovasi, kreativitas, dan juga adaptasi dalam berbisnis. Yang tentunya harapannya adalah bahwa produk-produk yang dihasilkan nantinya itu dapat tentu memperhatikan dari sisi kualitas dan dari sisi mutu yang dapat teruji dan terkurasi sehingga dapat diterima di pasar internasional. Nah, jadi ekosistem wirausaha Indonesia ini diharapkan juga tentunya dapat saling berbagi pengetahuan, berbagi wawasan dengan pihak luar ya. Dalam hal ini dengan pihak Mesir, kita berbagi dalam hal inovasi, berbagi dalam hal kreativitas, dan juga untuk saling berbagi dalam sisi akses pasar ekspor secara berkelanjutan. Nah, selain itu juga kami harapkan para pelaku usaha wirausaha di Indonesia dapat mengokohkan ya, memperkuat ekspor produk unggulan, produk-produk Indonesia juga ke pasar ekspor tentunya, yang kita juga tentu sudah barang tahu maklum bahwa produk-produk Indonesia ini sangat beraneka ragam dan mempunyai nilai tambah yang juga tentunya dapat diandalkan ya, seperti produk-produk agriculture kita ya, khususnya di pasar Mesir ya, palem kelapa sawit, kopi, coklat, rempah-rempah dan lain sebagainya, ada bumbu masak, ada produk perikanan, bahkan juga produk manufacture, produk industri ya. Itu banyak sekali. Dan juga berbagai wahana dapat dimanfaatkan untuk mempromosikan hasil karya para wirausaha kita UMKM Indonesia ya, dengan memanfaatkan juga penyelenggaraan berbagai ragam kegiatan promosi seperti pameran dagang, kemudian juga optimalisasi secara internal maupun eksternal dari peran diaspora Indonesia di kancah pasar luar negeri yang sebagai duta-duta produk Indonesia, dan tentunya juga dengan kemampuan dan kehandalan dalam optimalisasi teknologi ya, dengan memanfaatkan ya platform digital, platform aplikasi teknologi seperti yang akan diresmikan kerjasamanya ini ya, antara pihak Indonesia Prima dan juga dengan Business Builder Egypt, yang kedepannya diupayakan dapat lebih terintegrasi ya, bukan saja secara online tapi kemudian juga nanti dapat lebih ke arah pemanfaatan yang lebih jauh di Indonesia maupun di pasar Asia Tenggara ya, di antara sesama para entrepreneur dan juga para buyer-buyer yang ada di Indonesia dan secara internasional sekalipun. Jadi kami berharap tentunya dengan kegiatan festival ini dan juga dengan adanya launching kerjasama platform digital antara Industri Prima dengan Business Builder Egypt dalam kerangka Festival Entrepreneur Indonesia ini, kami ucapkan selamat dan sukses dan semoga memberikan hasil yang bermanfaat bagi kemajuan bangsa dan juga kerjasama kolaborasi antara Indonesia dan Mesir. Sukses dan salam bersatu menguat. Terima kasih.
How about in English, Pak? Because you said that you want to say in English just a little word.
Okay, about this kind of cooperation and collaboration. So, Madam Riham, I'm just telling the Indonesian audience that this is a very good opportunity to enhance the strengthening cooperations between the Indonesian entrepreneur as well as for the Egyptian entrepreneur in order together to bring the mutual benefit in terms of business spirits by using the technological platform that's already been established by yourself, by your company, and that can be useful enough to be operated together as well by the Indonesian community, and for the future also by the Southeast entrepreneur community as well, so that this kind of collaboration, this kind of cooperations can bring us together in the next step to get more benefit for the future in terms of doing the trade together, doing a joint cooperation together in terms of economic and trade, and also for having a very good mutual investment between both of our countries. So we congratulate you all together, the Indonesia Prima and the Business Builder Egypt, on having this kind of mutual cooperation together in this collaboration of festival, Indonesian Festival Entrepreneur. So congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, Pak Irman, for your support here, and also Riham. We said is Barakallah, yeah.
Barakallah.
Yeah, Bismillah. So we hope that this collaboration can bring so much benefit for both country, Indonesia and also Egypt, and also for entrepreneur in Indonesia. Maybe Riham, you want to speak?
Yes, I'm honored and I feel thrilled that of this partnership. Indonesia, I love it so much. I have been there like 3 times, and I know the people of Indonesia, so kind people, and they are very ambitious. So luckily, I'm so honored to have this, and I'm more honored that, as I told you before, that they are sharing the same values that we have in our company, that we want to empower business builders, we want to empower entrepreneurs. This is very important for us. The economy, which I'm witnessing with Indonesia now and happening in the country, and this is exactly what is happening in our country. As you know, Mr. Irman, now in Egypt, we are in the starting of the growth of the economy and empowering women. So I can see this happening the same time in Indonesia. So I feel that this partnership is coming on time, and hopefully with translating the platform into the Indonesian, it will let us more understand more about the culture of Indonesian people, and also the Indonesian people can know more about Egypt and Africa in specific. So I'm so delighted with this partnership, and hopefully may Allah bless this, barakallah, and inshallah.
Amin, 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 amin. Inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you.
Inshallah.
So
Until we meet in person, the three of us.
Yes.
yeah,
We
you,
did.
you
We
can
did.
sit before me because yeah, you both in Cairo. Pak Irman, actually, I'm still not meet in person with Riham, but as Riham
Mm.
said, because of we have the same vision, we have the same yeah,
Values.
maybe the same DNA, maybe to support each other. So this is also to reflect how women support women, Pak. So
That's great. Yeah.
yeah, so just online, but we have because we have something in common, so this partnership can be happen. But of course, I would like to invite Riham to go to Indonesia, to Bali, because she loves Bali very much. Later we can meet here. Okay,
So
sekali lagi. Mhm.
so Budia, for now, maybe on behalf of you, I can meet first with Madam Riham.
Yeah, thank you,
I
thank you.
think I would do this. I would love to do this, Mr. Edman, and maybe yes, we can arrange it.
So Riham,
Inshallah. Thank
But
you.
we should.
you can see that our government is really support entrepreneurship in Indonesia. So like you see by yourself here, like Pak Irman, I just calling him, then please support us. Then he just come here right now. So this is very delightful for us here in Indonesia to have a supporting from government like this. So yes, when you are together, when you meet each other, just give me a photo. I just can
Sure.
see you in the picture. Oke,
Inshallah.
sekarang terima kasih
Thank you.
Pak Irman, thank you Riham. I will continue this closing festival. Thank you and see you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you, Mr. Edman. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Should I go? I should go now, dear. Right?
Ya, oke. Baik teman-teman, sudah jam 9:30 malam. Terima kasih yang masih membersamai Festival Entrepreneur Indonesia hari kedua. Tadi sudah berlangsung ya partnership antara kami Indonesia Prima dengan Business Builder Egypt, Business Builder Indonesia. Jadi partnership itu menghasilkan namanya Business Builder Indonesia. Segera kami akan launch grand launch ya, apa yang bisa teman-teman juga mendapatkan benefit dari kerjasama ini. Semoga karena platform ini seperti tadi saya sampaikan, ketika saya lihat wah ini platformnya simple gitu kan, dan itu bisa merefleksikan bisnis model kita. Jadi bisnis kita seperti apa, bisnis plan-nya seperti apa, dan itu bisa diperlihatkan langsung kepada investor, dan investor nanti akan melihat oh ini bisnisnya visible apa enggak. Jadi penggunaannya akan mudah sekali. Nanti kita akan translate dulu ke bahasa Indonesia sehingga teman-teman bisa dengan mudah untuk mengikutinya. Baik, sampailah kita pada penghujung acara hari kedua Festival Entrepreneur Indonesia. Masih ada hari ketiga besok, kita mulai lagi jam 9:30. Kemudian ada workshop dari Coach Fauzi Rahmanto. Kemudian ada Ibu Yosanova Safitri dari Marketplace Institute. Ada Mas Dodi Zulkifli tentang branding. Kemudian di malam hari akan ada Pak Budi Satria Isman, Coach Dr. Fahmi, Mas Jeki Musri yang akan berdiskusi tentang roadmap UMKM Indonesia ke depan. Kemudian ditutup dengan closing remarks dari Pak Hermawan Kartajaya sebagai founder dari Marketplace Inc. dan juga Winslow Sargent sebagai Chair International Council for Small Business. Selamat istirahat, selamat bertemu lagi esok hari.
Dalamnya lautan akan kuarungi, gunung yang menjulang pastikan ku daki.
Rintangan yang datang takkan menghalangi segala niat yang telah kita yakini.
Kadang aku harus menyatu dan juga saling melengkapi untuk menggapai semua mimpi menjadi yang terbaik. Jangan pernah menyerah, menaklukkan dunia. Jangan berhenti untuk terus berjuang jadi pemenang. Tetap semangat ini takkan pernah habis selama kita terus bersama. Meski berbeda, kita pasti bisa. Jangan putus asa menghadapi cobaan.
Yakin dan percaya itulah kuncinya.
Kadang aku harus menyatu dan juga saling melengkapi untuk menggapai semua mimpi menjadi yang terbaik. Jangan pernah menyerah. Jangan pernah menyerah, menaklukkan dunia. Jangan berhenti untuk terus berjuang jadi pemenang. Tetap semangat ini takkan pernah habis selama kita terus bersama. Meski berbeda, jangan pernah menyerah, menaklukkan dunia. Jangan berhenti untuk terus berjuang jadi pemenang. Tetap semangat ini takkan pernah habis selama kita terus bersama.
Selama kita terus bersama.
Selama kita terus bersama. Meski berbeda, kita pasti bisa.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.